Hey, welcome back into today's video. We're going to be talking about why people are upset with Chris Hansen. I don't think there's like a genuine video that completely explains why, and I just feel like I might be up to the task. We're gonna give it our best go. So if you don't know, Chris Hansen is a YouTube journalist, was TV journalist, now YouTube journalist with over 300,000 subscribers, where he's been interviewing survivors to do with Onision and transitioned into Dobby Vanity Survivors. Now he kind of goes back and forth, does a couple updates on the COVID-19 stuff, different things like that. And recently it's came out in a magazine, Mel Magazine, that he has sold the rights of the Onision story to Investigation Discovery. I covered that in a video that I released yesterday. The Rep Reports, the 44th episode of the Rep Reports, Chris Hansen sold the Onision story, where I go in a little bit of detail there. But in this video, I want to focus on why this wasn't okay and why people were angry about it at first. First off, this is the magazine. We're gonna have to go scroll to the very bottom here, and you're gonna see where it says, hold on one second, wait, right here. So far so good in that regard. Investigation Discovery has bought the rights to the Onision story. Now, it is important for me to point out that a lot of people were saying that this magazine was not credible. Some questioning its credibility, while others not so much. Well, if it was not credible, then why did he agree to do an interview with them? And why is he potentially requesting for an edit? People were quick to criticize this, and rightfully so. I reached out to one of the survivors to do with the Onision story that has been active in helping Chris Hansen behind the scenes, and she had told me that the other survivors were not happy about this situation. I know that we're going to hear more about the details in the coming days, but the main reason that everybody is upset is there wasn't transparency. In fact, he didn't say much of anything about this. He seemed to respond to this in a tweet, June 13th of 2020. No one is selling rights to a story to a network. That's not even how it works. And why would you not explore expanding an important story to a wider audience? Shouldn't the survivors' voices and the quest for justice go beyond YouTube? So right off the bat, this seems a little bit weird with wording. He says no one is selling this, but then he says, but why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't we put this to a wider audience? So it's kind of like you did or you did not. Then he says, shouldn't the survivors' voices and a quest for justice go beyond YouTube? I think so. I think there would not be anything wrong with that. Had it been transparent from the start, had this not been just something that came out of nowhere. In fact, with a situation like this, I think it needs to be said in the beginning. I think that at the approach of each interview, you should say that this is a possibility of what you intend on to happen. Now, I have heard from another survivor on the Dobby Vanity side that this Mel Magazine didn't get it right. Like, there's a possibility that they're supposed to do an edit, or he was going to request the edit. I don't know if this is true. This is just what I'm told. But the wording of how he's incubating stories on YouTube before bringing them to television, and that being the context of this entire thing, not being put out there in front of all the interviewees at the first point, I can see where that's going to cause a little bit of trouble. It's going to not seem well, given with the context that he is in financial trouble. And this article, the same article that quotes him saying this, goes in the past of all his financial troubles. And given that, you can see why people are just kind of upset. Not to mention, the author of this interview mentions that he's been working on this since early January. So the timeline of when he started doing the majority of the...
There's a person who's been stalking me online, and they just showed up to my house.
Okay, and they're outside now.
So to me, it looks like he went out to Onision's house knowing full well it was going to get a lot of views, and he was going to use this as sort of like a pilot episode for his TV show. He didn't say that when he did it, and we find out that the article was being worked on back in around this time. So again, it adds to the whole, why not just be transparent? Why not just be honest? Like if it was me, and I was having financial troubles, and I would be like, hey guys, this is the goal. We're going to do A, B, and C. I'm going to try to make some money off of this. I'm going to try to make it mutually beneficial. It's going to be great. So I don't understand this. He addresses it further in a video that he put out on Twitter 8 hours ago, saying,
Hey everyone, I thought I'd take a quiet moment today to talk about some of the drama playing out on social media surrounding a potential television project on the Onision investigation. Let me be very, very clear here. Anyone that is suggesting that such a project would take place without the consideration of, the consultation with, or the participation of the victims in this case is either ill-informed, lying to you, or more likely, trying to gin up drama for their own selfish reasons, to promote their own drama channels. I have had, over the past several weeks, discussions about a television project on the Onision case. The victims are in the loop, always will be. I'll be doing interviews with them if such a project takes place. Again, a lot of this noise is merely drama. I got into the Onision investigation because, quite frankly, you all asked me to do it. We've done multiple shows on it. We've done interviews with victims, law enforcement, people who know about the case. There is now a federal and a local investigation. We're going to stay on this, but television has the potential to take this to a wider audience and to increase the potential that we will see justice here. There's nothing wrong with that. I get that a lot of you think that YouTube and social media is the only way to go. I see it a little differently. Please respect that. I've also been asked to look into the Davi Vanity case, which I have done, am doing, and will continue to do so. The victims will always come first. Always, always, always. So please know that, and put that in your formula when you consider whose motives are what as this social media debate continues. I'll keep you posted as to exactly what's happening. We'll have some clarity very soon on where this project is going. In the meantime, I'll be watching, and I'll see you soon on my YouTube channel.
Now, there's a couple things wrong with this. Number one, he starts off by saying that channels are just trying to drum up drama and things like that. And I didn't hear him personally talk like this until he interviewed Jeffree Star. And this is something that is reminiscent of what Jeffree Star says, that drama channels are just saying whatever they can to drum up views and stuff like that. I don't like that. It comes off disingenuous. And another thing is like I said, when I first heard about this coming from the magazine, it quoted him. Now, I have heard that he's trying to get an edit on that, but it was a quote that came from him. So for him to say that if you've heard it from other people, I mean, we heard it as a quote from an interview of him. So that's right, Greg. So that doesn't make any sense. And the other thing is that initially, when I talked to the survivors of Davi Vanity, they didn't know. I think one of them said that there was a brief mention, like in the very beginning. It was a brief mention, and it was just talking about the possibility. Little did we know that this was explored way deeper than a possibility, and the fact that when I talked to one of the survivors that works closely with him on the Onision story, she said the same thing, that it was possibility. And then out of nowhere, we see this magazine says that it's more than a possibility, it's happened. And actually, he sold it for money. And now he's saying he has not. This is not what happened. While at the same time him saying, but would it be so bad? Now that's just mixed signals. You guys let me know what you think. Now, going back to the article, it says Investigation Discovery has bought the rights to the Onision story. Now, here's my question. This possibility, and don't forget that apparently this could be something that's going to be edited. We'll know more in the coming future, but as of now, it says that they bought the rights to the Onision story. Is all of this money going to him, Shouldn't everyone get a piece of this money? I'm not saying that it's wrong to make money from this. I'm not saying that it's wrong to make monetized videos on YouTube, because like I said, you have to get paid for your work or you just won't be able to do it. But what I am saying is, if you're not upfront, if you're not transparent, and you're saying step by step this is what is going to happen, then when magazines like this come out and they're saying that you did make money, it's going to look a little bit shady. It just is. I'm all for these stories reaching broader audiences, but I'm not sure, and this is just my opinion, and I have talked to a couple people behind the scenes, how I feel about putting these on TV shows and stuff before the people are arrested and in jail. The FBI, who is currently working on both of these things behind the scenes, they're not going to look at a TV show and say, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense. Like, they're already doing the most behind the scenes, and the FBI is involved. I doubt a TV show is going to make it that much more conclusive. Now, don't get me wrong, it is going to reach a wider audience and another platform. I do want to say that YouTube is at sometimes more views than television. As we know, as technology advances in the future, everything's moving to the internet, and YouTube is a behemoth on the internet when it comes to videos. So the platform is huge, and my original intention is to spread awareness about these types of things so other people cannot get hurt. I fully believe that if this was a transparent step-by-step thing, and this was like, as he said, he was going to let us know from the get-go, and we don't feel surprised, I feel like it would have been great, but that's not what happened, and we can't shake that's not what happened, because it goes into some other things that are just blaring in our face, and it's just really difficult to have trust at this time. Now, if all the survivors are on board with this and this is okay and they figure it out, and like I said, we don't know all the details of this situation, but I will let you know here as the future of this progresses. As of now, if they do all come together on this and everything is transparent and open in the future, and that's great. That is awesome. I'm on board with that. Now, the Davi Vanity situation, I would 100% want there to be some legal justice before it ever airs. I think that would be an important factor. But like I said, that is just me. I do want to know what you guys think, because as interesting as this is, there's always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think. So why don't you go ahead and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up for those likes. As always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. Greg, what are you doing, man? I wish we had you something so you could always be like in the camera so people could always see you. You think so? Yeah, it would be real good. Thank you to my patrons. Really appreciate you guys' ongoing support. Positivity Turtle has made an appearance. We are breaking milestones on the Patreon. We're about to pass another milestone over there, and I really appreciate it. Also, I want to thank everybody for buying the new merch shirt. It's awesome. If you guys ever wanted to wear my hair, this is the shirt. This is honestly one of the better shirts that I've ever had from, actually the best shirt I've ever had for merch. And it feels really good, like really good quality. And what I want you guys to do, you can keep it black and white, but you can color it, tie-dye it, and then tweet it, post it, Instagram to me, and then I'm going to put my favorite ones up, and we'll do some sort of giveaway. But yeah, love you guys. It's just another way to show that you're ripping. If you're not ripping, you're getting, hey, do that. I'll go to subscribe, notifications, jump. Be in the comment section of every single video, because I'm going to be there. Greg the cat's going to be there, and the rest of the Repzilla community as well. And I expect to see you there too, because this channel loves you. Greg, you was talking like the whole time, and then when I called your name, you didn't say anything.